Hi guys, welcome back to the I Love You So Much podcast. I'm your host, Kenzie Elizabeth, and today we have our number one fake co-host, Dominique Roberts.
Hi, guys. Aw. Hi, baby gorgeous.
Wow, I bribed Dom and I said I need you to be really funny on this podcast, so I brought her to Sonic to get Route 44.
And not only that, but Kenzie, for whatever reason, doesn't believe in trans fats. So when I asked her,
No, that's not why.
and so I was like, hey, Kenzie, can we go get Sonic? And she literally goes, okay, but what if we went to Sprouts and got an Olipop? And I'm like, what about me saying Sonic sounded like I want to take care of my gut health?
Okay, so Dom wanted a soda, right? And I love Olipop root beer. I drink that every day. Sprouts is so close to me and Sonic just isn't. So I was saying it for sake of time. Let's just go there. And also, I don't even think that these are actually that much better for you.
They're literally Skinnylicious sodas. Literally.
I'm very particular on the ones that I like though, but I love the Olipop. If you guys want to come in as a sponsor of the podcast, I'll go exclusive to Olipop. I drink these every day. I'm a paying subscriber.
Oh, you subscribe.
Yeah, and how many times this week have I mentioned to you that my Olipop package is on the way?
You have, and
well, I thought it was coming today. Turns out it's being shipped today.
Oh,
it's tough.
Well,
I know.
I'm sorry to hear that. It's a hard thing to go through.
Thank you. Anyways, Dominique is in Texas this week. How are you? Should we give them a little update on your life? I feel like you haven't been on in a bit.
Oh my gosh, I haven't. I can't even remember the last time I was on TBH.
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, the last time I think I was on, I was begging. This is what's so evil.
Oh my God, I know.
I think the last time I was on, I was literally begging for my ex situationship back. Here is the gag of all gags. First off, I was on the phone with one of my friends last week, and the reason I thought of this, because I was on the phone with one of my friends last week, and I could not remember his name. First off, jail. I actually have to go to hell for that.
Wait, do you remember it now?
Yeah, I remember it.
Wait,
now.
Whisper it to me. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay. On top of me not remembering his name, well, once I remembered his name, I remember I blocked him on everything. Because here's the thing. Once we're over, it was also my fault. I fumbled the bag and I blocked him, of course. So, once we're over, you don't get to see my life. You don't get to see how I'm flourishing and doing well. So, I unblocked him to creep on him. Baby girl. He has a girlfriend now.
Oh.
She looks like me. He
no way.
has a type.
But his ex-girlfriend looks just like you too.
His ex-girlfriend looks like me. His next girlfriend looked like me. Oh my God. Jail. So I was just and I hope you're happy, ? I don't know. Weird.
It's weird that you say that because I've also gotten to this point of being old where I'm forgetting people's names as well. The other day I was telling a story and it was about a guy that I and this was only probably 5 years ago. It wasn't that long ago. A guy that I was talking to for a good amount of time, couldn't tell you then his name. I literally couldn't remember it. But I also, I have the worst brain fog, I think, out of anyone I've ever known. I'll be mid-sentence and be I'm like Dory.
It's out of control. It's literally out of control and it's so embarrassing because this is someone who I was begging, literally please reach out to me, had them blocked. Please reach out to me. I was just, come on, we can make things work.
To catch you guys up, if you didn't listen to that episode, Dom had this was Stagecoach 2022.
Yeah.
She was talking to this guy and we were he's not the vibe. You don't like him. You literally don't like him. So she ended things. No, you literally didn't like him. You were the one who said that. And then she acts like Dom is revisionist history to the max. She's sitting there telling everyone that she doesn't like this guy. So we're then you need to stop leading him on. You're spending every day with him. And I'm it's Tuesday at noon and you're with this guy that you don't even like. Go work. Go do something.
But how much do I not like him?
No, and then she was just lonely and getting desperate. And so she's how bad was he? No. But not really desperate, but that was desperate energy. You're on a podcast with Becky. I thought we were on the same page with that. She didn't like him. And I was Dom, in all seriousness, this was old, people pleasing things where you felt bad.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it is totally okay for you to just not be feeling something and to not like someone romantically. You don't have to like them. And that was the issue.
I think I just liked hanging out with him, and the sex was good, and that's really why I stayed.
And so now that you brought that up, then she missed that and then was like,
I did miss that a lot. And that's honestly the only thing I was begging for back.
But I'll do that sometimes. Like, and I think this is only because like I'm so far out of the game with dating that I was thinking this when we were driving to Sound listening to Taylor Swift. I'm like, there's literally no one that comes to mind that I relate to any of these songs with anymore. Like that is how far out of this I am. But like even like a year or two ago, like, you know, when you're just like having a day and then a memory comes up and you're thinking about an ex and then all of a sudden you're like kind of miss them. And then like 12 hours pass and you realize like they were actually crazy and I'm so glad I'm not with them. But I felt like that's like kind of where you were at, but it was just lasting a little bit longer.
It was lasting a little bit longer, but I feel like it was all smoke and mirrors for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad that you finally admitted that.
It was fake. It was fake love.
Yeah. What should we?
Well, there's so much to cover.
I know. You know what else I was thinking about today? I got a notification on my phone from the pattern. And do you remember when we would like use the pattern as if it was like our guiding force in life? Like things were not happening if it was not on the pattern. I kind of miss that. I felt like it was like kind of helpful.
Okay, but it is helpful.
But we were so committed to it. The app, like we were reading it every single day.
I'm still committed to the pattern. I don't know.
Do you read it every day?
I literally read mine all the time because I feel like it's so accurate. And when I plug people in, like their birth, because essentially what you could do on the pattern app, it's based off of like your astrological chart. And you could plug people into like Kenzie and I are friends on the pattern app. So we're aligned and we get like literally it'll randomly like send me a message like Thursday, 12 p.m. being like, Kenzie's going through a hard time right now. Like maybe there's like time to support her. And like I'll like reach out and she'll be like, oh my gosh, love ya.
When do you reach out?
All the time. And so yeah, but also what we would love to do is put people like who we were talking to, have crushes on, guys who we didn't work out with, and then it would be like not compatible at all. You guys are literally not compatible. Actually, stay away from each other.
The app, it's kind of like a productivity app if you use it in the right way. You know, like you should definitely enter that in. And also, like, keep in mind, I'm not super into like astrology stuff at all. And Dom is like the first one she describes someone as their sign. Yep. So like it works for every kind of person. Like I am the person that like I do think it kind of like when it's the only thing that people talk about, I do actually think it's annoying a little bit, but like not you, but like people who like it's their whole personality.
Well,
but to each their own, you know what I mean?
To each their own.
But like even I like it and I'm not into it.
I like it because it's pretty accurate.
We had Lauren, who's also been on the show, download it, and this is like right when Lauren and I were getting close, and we didn't like realize it said stuff about each other, and she was like, "Oh," like she texted me and was like, "Wow, I feel like I know a lot about you."
No, literally,
it was good. Like we have literally on this bonds of like so many guys that we've talked to throughout the years. It's interesting because the reason we did that at first was to see if it was correct, and it worked.
So correct.
What does our bond say? Run the bond.
Isn't it like rare or something like that?
I feel like, I don't hate to break it to you, but I feel like all of my bonds say rare. Isn't that weird? Oh, you know what? Maybe this app isn't true. It says chill.
We are chill.
Really?
I feel like...
Oh, it says we have the rarest connection.
Yeah. I feel like we do have a pretty rare connection.
I agree, but I don't feel like we're chill. No, we're chill.
I was actually thinking about this. There's so many like bestie duos that like when people think of like best friends, like that run through their mind. I feel like out of all the duos, we're like chill in the sense that we're down to do anything.
Actually, we are chill. And yeah, we actually are really chill.
We're like chill in the sense that like if you were like, hey, do you want to come to this? It wouldn't take much for us to like, we'd be like down to clown. Like,
yeah, and we get along with like anyone, but also we're never the ones that are in the drama, but we always know the drama.
One thing about us is we will know the drama.
We will know the drama. We will know the drama. And if I don't know it, Dom will know it. And if Dom doesn't know it, I will know it. And then we'll share our resources and come together.
And if anything, we'll take group calls to get the drama together.
Yes. And we'll divide our efforts and make the calls that we need to do.
Yep. And then meet back together.
And yeah. It's really helpful.
It's so helpful because there's just one thing about me, I'm pro gossip. Like, I am so pro gossip. Like, it is just really important to keep the gossip mill running. For example, one of my best friends in LA, she was talking to this guy, and the only reason she found out that he was being shady and talking to other girls was because of the gossip mill. And the industry that she's a part of is so, so, so small and kind of niche-ish, but like big enough in Los Angeles that like not everyone knows each other fully. So the only way she would have known this guy is shady pants is because of the gossip mill.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm pro gossiping. Sorry.
That story is actually crazy. There's like so many things on the internet. I have a running notes app list on my phone that's stories that Dom won't let me tell on the internet, but that would make us a lot of money.
And one day when my bag and actually, knock on wood, no, abundance is everywhere. But I'm sorry. But like in an alternate universe, if my bag were ever to run low, happily. And
none of it's exposing people. Like we wouldn't do that. We just have like
see, and you're better than me.
Oh, you're gonna expose.
If
we're talking exposing, okay, how much would it take? Give me a number to expose like our early 20s.
Oh, free.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding. It depends because if I'm exposing someone, it's because I am pulling like I'm trying to screw you. Like, I want you to be screwed.
Like, would you do a Hulu doc?
100%.
That's so crazy because, like, we always said we would never because we don't want to be associated.
I would do a Hulu doc if there was a whistleblower and I'm one of the side interviews. I would never be the main person because I don't want that to follow me around for the rest of my life.
Like, we just don't want to be, like, publicly.
But I will be a part of the narrative. 100%. No. I'm reclaiming my time and telling my story. Don't worry about that.
You gotta make the money back somehow.
But there was someone who a friend and I were talking about, and they were kind of really getting under our skin and doing some shady dealings. They were doing some shady dealings, and we were like, if they keep this energy up, we'll sell the story to TMZ. We have tea of those that we could have sold to TMZ, and we're like, they keep this up, we'll sell it to TMZ, and we could make so much for a lot of money. Obviously, we would never do that because they would know exactly where it came from.
We're also like all talk.
We're all talk because
I don't think I would actually ever sell a story or ever expose because I don't. It's not out of the goodness of my own heart, by the way. It's not like it's really not. It's not. At first, I think for me to not expose, it was like protecting the people, and then you realize like what? It's not that. It's that I like don't want to be associated any more than I already have been. Like I'm so embarrassed. I have so much shame about it. So I like wouldn't in like the stories that we're talking about. That's why I wouldn't want to expose.
I'm kidding when I say selling this girl's story to TMZ, even though that would be crazy. But I would never sell someone else's tea that they've told me. I would sell my own tea though, if it was asked for, and the price was right. Because there is a price. There's a price for everything. And for mine, it's really not that high.
What if we create tea and then we start selling, and it's like a side business, like a side hustle? Wait, what should our LLC be called? We actually started a business.
Shady Dealings.
I like that, but I feel like you know what? I actually can see it as like a branded moment, and we have like merch.
Yeah, like it's Shady Dealings.
Yeah, I like that.
Like, okay, what are they doing? They're doing shady dealings.
See, this is what worries me. We've been talking a lot about how we just like don't have the energy to go out at all.
We're bored.
We're bored, and like I just want to be home. But here's the thing, like. My life is so peaceful. And I realized this when I was on the lake last weekend. I spent the weekend on the lake and it was so peaceful. And it was like all old people. And like the closest thing was a couple miles away. And it was like I was on the water. And I'm like, listen, from the bottom of my heart, like no one believes me, but I really mean this. Like I could happily live in one of those towns, have nothing. Like I would love it. Like I would actually thrive. But then I feel like I'm like not. Then it's like I'm not doing enough or whatever, but it's like I don't have like crazy stories and stuff. You know what I mean? Like then I become boring. I'm already boring now. Like when people ask me updates on my life, I'm like, it's literally like I got a grill. I cleaned, like literally that's it. I read 3 books. Like I don't have anything to contribute to conversations that's entertaining anymore. But I will say I really I pulled my weight for like years.
You pulled your weight for years.
But I don't have any more weight to pull. Like, I'm so tired.
Yeah, I still have some stories here and there.
Like, I want to retire.
Yeah, it's getting close. Like this,
Yeah.
you know.
The wallpaper.
Look at I just mean it's so cozy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't want to leave either.
The retirement wallpaper.
The retirement wallpaper. No, I'm just kidding. It's obviously Gorgina. But I get it and I understand. I mean, that's why I watch reality television. I live for the entertainment of the dramatic arts. Like, I just need to know.
That's how I feel about reading.
That's how I feel about reading too. But with reading, it's not actual tea. Like, someone created that tea. You know what I mean?
I mean, with reality TV, I feel like a lot of it was created too.
But like, there's like people and follow up that can happen via social media.
You know what I think would be okay if you did a Hulu doc? I think the only way it would be okay if you went on as like the side person, if you had already done a reality TV show before that, so you've differentiated yourself, because you need to not just be what you have to like add another thing before you go do that, because if not, you're gonna be this and that.
Well, yeah, and you have to be bigger than the thing you're talking about.
Yeah, I am. Well, I don't necessarily think that, but sure.
In a way, kind of.
I don't feel like anyone is bigger. Like, that's
no. I just mean like I would like to be like the drawing force as to why people want to know about it. They're like, oh my gosh, and you know what? I think Dom's featured in that documentary.
You're getting the clicks. They make you the cover.
Well, and me, I don't want to be the main.
But then you're like pissed if you don't have enough like
no, I'm like, well, and are they drawn for me? Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
You would make it like, even if you were featured on a documentary that's like helping like global warming or something, you will come like full celebrity, glasses on set, like having grapes fed to you.
Know.
Like, that's what you would do.
I don't know, guys. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm actually the best person on set. I'm quite chill.
Yeah, you are.
And also, I'll always stay after my call time. Like, after my call time, I always end up hanging out with the crew.
Yeah, because you make friends.
And just having the best time ever.
I get that.
Can't help myself.
I saw today, I haven't listened to it yet because it just dropped today, but our friend Maddie from OK Sis podcast, one of my favorite podcasts ever. Also, speaking of, I'm so influenced by Maddie right now.
Unbelievably influenced by Maddie. Literally be like, I'm going to the bathroom, and I'm like, guys,
I'm going there too.
Like, I have to go to the bathroom right now.
Yeah, I have to go there too. I'm so influenced by her, but oh no, sorry, I was just getting a FaceTime. Anyways, so Maddie on her podcast was talking about this thing called silent walks. And they're exactly what you think. It's a walk where you're silent, okay? I know it's groundbreaking, right? But like, when you go to walk, like, you listen to like podcasts or something, right? No, not anymore. I wake up and I go on a 30-minute silent walk with Fitz, and I just think and I listen to the birds and the fucking peacocks that are so loud, and like, it's just so nice and beautiful, and I normally get like really good ideas, and I feel like I'm just like so mentally clear. So everyone, and my friend McGuire just did it and texted me this morning and said they're life changing. I said, I know, like, they are the best thing ever. So you guys need to be doing silent walks. Like, what do you think? Would you consider?
Yes. So yes. I would go on a silent walk. I have gone on a silent walk in my neighborhood.
It's kind of like awful at first.
But I know, I like it as long as there's things to look at. Like, my neighborhood is like pretty fun to walk through. Like, it's pretty, there's interesting.
It's cool when it's like different style houses.
Yes,
that's when it's cool.
Like, it's just like, and also a lot of people in my neighborhood have gardens. So it's really nice to look at people's gardens. Here's the thing. Kenzie took me on a walk the other day, and I was having a hard time because a couple things. First off, there's a lot of hills. I was just exhausted from the hills. And I was also wearing Birkenstocks, which she told me we're going on a casual stroll. If someone,
because it was literally around like 3 blocks. Like,
that is a lie. That was not 3 blocks, Kenzie.
If I gave you, I'm going to show you on a map the route that we took.
Kenzie, it's not 3 blocks.
It was around the neighborhood and up a street.
3 blocks is 1, 2, 3. That's 3
but
blocks.
Around. Like, you have to go around 1 block, around 2 blocks, around 3 blocks.
That's not a block to use a quarter mile. That is true. I think you don't realize like how like strong you are and how
It was
like,
a normal neighborhood walk. Like,
it
here was the
wasn't.
issue. She was wearing a hoodie.
I was wearing a hoodie. I was wearing Birkenstocks. I thought we were literally taking a stroll around the neighborhood, aka going like a walk around the neighborhood. If we went 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, all the way back, okay, no, we were by horse stables. There was no sidewalk. I was in terrain at one point. I was walking up hills. I was walking down hills. I was sweat. When we went up the first hill, I was like, here she got me. She got me. Here she goes.
It really
and then
was
I had
like
to see
30-minute
peacocks.
walk.
And I was just like, oh my, and it's hot. It's really hot here. And Kenzie is stronger than me. And we all know this as a society. Kenzie's stronger than me and can push through a lot more. So it was not really silent because I was cursing in my head.
That would ruin a silent walk. Yeah.
And the whole time I was like, I would die. I want to take off my shirt. Even if,
See, I
didn't even have a bra on.
Well, you were really underprepared for this walk, but I didn't even realize because my niece was with us. And so I was paying attention to her. If Sophie wasn't there, I would have realized what you were wearing and made you change. But I was like on aunt duty, so I wasn't like paying attention to you. And then I looked back and we're almost back. I'm like, oh, you're wearing a hoodie.
At one point, I couldn't even see Kenzie anymore because I was so far behind.
But also, I go on those walks between the hours of like 7 to 8:15 normally.
Yeah, we
Because
went.
it's cooler. It's like 70 degrees then. It's really nice. Like yesterday, my walk, it was 68 degrees. It was so nice. Yeah.
It's humid.
Doesn't that sound good?
But it's also humid here, so I just sweat no matter what. Even if it's not super hot, it's like, I just can't. I'm not built for Texas. That's the unfortunate tea.
Yeah.
You guys are just way tougher out here.
Texas is tough.
Texas is tough, actually.
Yeah. What would you do? I was thinking about this earlier. What would you do if we like Freaky Friday'd it and like switched like bodies and like lives? I mean, like I was in your reality and you were in my reality. Like, what's the first thing you would do?
I don't know. Maybe go on a trip somewhere.
That's your answer?
Mm-hmm.
I think I would like write myself a check from your bank account.
I would write myself a check from your. That's why I was like, go on a trip.
You would on my credit card.
On your credit card. Yep.
Oh.
I take myself to one of these places you've been.
I'm going to like Aspen on yours.
Well, and I'm literally going to. Where did you guys go for your
Nantucket?
Nantucket.
I think I would also like go on your phone because like you're just so shady sometimes. So like I need to like know like what's happening. Like I don't even ask Dom questions anymore because I'm like, she wants to tell me, she's gonna tell me. Like I don't even pay attention.
Shady's hilarious. Why does everyone think I'm so shady?
You are so shady.
I went on a podcast.
You're just not direct. You just don't tell the full truth.
I feel like I always tell. I feel like I literally tell people. I feel like I tell too much, to be honest.
Oversharing is different than that. You know?
I feel like I tell the full truth. Yeah, I'm like
on stories. Anyways, what I would do is go through this bitch's phone and I would find every single thing, truth that has been withheld in her phone, and I would like make it a chart. You know what I would do? I would be crazy. I would like paint it on your walls, and then I would get like other people involved. And then we'd all go through because I'm sure
my story.
Yeah, because everyone has questions. So I would get everyone together. So we're coming from different perspectives.
Can you tell me maybe let's do this off camera. Like, can you tell me one of the things you think is?
Don't you think if other people also think you're shady, that maybe there's some truth?
Well,
to
people
it?
like literally. I'm not even kidding. It'll be something as simple as like I'm going on a date, and then I'll tell them like, oh yeah, I went on a date with this person. Give them like the bones of the details, and then be done with it. And then like 2 weeks later, they'll be like, oh, what happened to so-so-so? I'll be like, oh, I'm not talking to them. They'll be like, or I'll be like, oh, I was hanging out with them last night. They'll be like, why? You don't tell me anything. I feel like I don't know anything. I feel like I'm like, what? Like, I feel like I done told y'all everything you need to know.
I just think that if there's more than one person saying this, I think I'm going to form a support group.
People do think I'm shady, but I would like to change. I don't want to be shady anymore.
I think that would be good. I think we should work on that.
So tell me how I can't be shady anymore. We'll do this.
We'll do this later. We'll talk about this later.
This is a lot to unpack.
Dom Roberts is shady.
Hell no.
It's only gotten worse as you've gotten older too.
It's crazy. We'll talk about this later.
Okay. Anyways, back to Maddie. Maddie recorded an entire podcast episode, the title being Things That I've Made My Personality Trait. So I thought we could just run through because I'm the queen of making everything that I even remotely like a little bit my personality.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like we both do that. I am
Mhm.
more annoying about it. You do it in a cooler way. I do it in an obnoxious way.
That's kind.
You know what I mean?
I think you do it in a cool way too.
Texas, reading.
I think you just own it. Like you really
I
own,
really
you
own it.
Really own it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, so for you,
I would say my personality traits right now is Diet Coke, buying a hot dog at the movie theaters, and I recently started playing the guitar. And I feel like I don't talk about playing the guitar that much, but my like friends who I see like on a daily basis, I'm making it my personality trait.
you're like, so sorry, like I'm a band
Like
practice.
because I'm like making them go to Guitar Center with me and like try out instruments and like play instruments. Well, one of my poor friends, Sierra, I love you so much. She stayed with me at Guitar Center for 4 hours.
Oh my God.
We were just like playing instruments.
Well, that's fun.
And then, I wrote a song with my friend. Like I'm really, really embracing this lifestyle.
What is the song about?
It's just fun. It's like a fun summer jam.
It's not about anything.
Oh, it's just like funny. It's like silly. It's like, well, I can't.
Do you want to sing it?
I can't really sing it for you.
One time when Dom and I were in Bible college, do you remember your almost worship era?
Almost.
Yeah, she
We'll
was.
have you on the almost. Like,
They wanted her to like join the
they wanted me to
worship
sing.
team. Yeah, Dom can sing.
One time, someone overheard me like singing.
You know what's crazy? That's everyone's dream for someone to overhear, like, Who Wants to Be a Pop Star?
Mhm.
So, and that's actually what happened to you. Like, someone overheard you singing and was like, wait, you're really good.
Here's my beef with my singing.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like, wow. Like, I definitely don't think I'm a bad singer. Like, I wouldn't be the most embarrassed if someone was like, hey, can you sing this for me? I am a little upset that I'm not a better singer.
Yeah.
Because if I was, it would be over.
If I could sing, I would be Carrie Underwood. Like,
No,
that's
just,
the
like,
only option for me.
As a Capricorn, I feel like if I'm going to do something, I'm like, can that not be my life? Like, if I am
Yeah.
going to be a musical artist, it's either like I want to be known for that.
As a Leo?
Well, and I'm like, well, let's talk about the Cap Leo duo.
I would be like a monster. I would be the next country star.
100.
And it would be, and that's like kind of what I do in a different way. Like,
in a different way.
A very different way.
Country adjacent.
Country
sure.
adjacent. But yeah, no, it would be my whole life. I totally understand that. Like, I would give anything to be able to like sing really, really well. Like, I'm so jealous. Like, all I wanted to be was like a Disney star growing up. And now I just want to be like a star.
What's your list?
Oh, okay. I mean, I can tell you right now. Reading, more specifically, my Kindle.
Of course.
Olipop root beer. It's
Wow.
huge.
Hi,
Texas,
Ollie.
obviously.
Yeah.
Cottage cheese most recently.
Oh yeah.
Good culture cottage cheese. It's the best thing ever. The ranch, horses,
The ranch and horses.
gardening, cooking, grilling. Yeah.
Very big on grilling.
I'm grilling tonight, actually.
She's grilling tonight and she grilled as soon as I got here.
Yeah, I've been like living at my grill.
Living for the grill, and it's 1,000,000 degrees outside and she's
Yeah.
still living for the grill.
Well, it just got hot this week, like this hot. Like last week it was in the 80s, so grilling wasn't bad and there was a breeze.
Yeah.
Now it's a little tough.
She's living for the grill of it all.
Yeah, I am. Okay, so we asked for y'all to ask for some advice. We got some voicemail sent in, and again, as always, take this with at risk because it could be very
at
bad.
risk because I was telling Kenzie today while you pull up these voicemails, I'm crazy.
Mhm.
I'm crazy and I know I'm crazy, and that's what I love the most about myself. Is it's time to stop. Crazy girl, stop pretending you're crazy and just let your freak flag fly.
Hey Kenzie, so I am riding on the last year and some change of being a 20-something, small tier. And I work at a mini corporate job. I worked my way up. I worked there for almost 5 years, and I'm a natural creative. I went to school for theater, used to have a YouTube channel, but I kind of shut it down because of just privacy. I kind of wanted more privacy. I was oversharing. But I know that my job's coming to an end internally. I can feel it. But I have no idea what I want to do outside of that. So I've been holding on to this job because who's going to jump out the nest? When it's like, girl, you don't have a backup plan right now. Bills have to get paid. So I'm trying to find like direction. I really want to be my own boss. Obviously, that's everybody's dream, but I just need some guidance. So, do you have any advice on certain types of jobs I could do, or just things that I can make on my own to help me get out of this job that I am in right now?
I should have really great advice
Wow.
for this
I
one.
do too.
Also, I'm like
Her name's
so
Brittany, by the way.
Brittany, I'm so proud of
God,
you
Brittany, this is huge.
for just even acknowledging your dreams. Because I feel
In the
like
space that you're in.
in the space that you're in, because I feel like most people, especially if they're not like just beginning, they like just throw those dreams to the wayside.
Also, we kind of touched on this last night. I'm like obsessed with Jelly Roll right now. And granted, he's been doing his stuff for like 20 years, but it's cool. He's 37 and he's just like making it like to the whatever. It's cool to see someone who's doing something and not, I mean, 37 is still really young, but like doing something where like traditionally it's typically like your early 20s. Like it's
Yeah.
cool to see people do things at different times. My favorite stories are when people decide to like they've been a lawyer their whole life and go back to college at like 40 and decide they want to be a doctor, like whatever. They're constantly like changing and evolving and like doesn't matter. Also, you are so young right now, so this is a
Yeah.
great time. But if you don't know what you want to do, the number one thing I always tell people, and like that's helped me personally at least, is I love morning pages, but more specifically, do the artist way because it's all about creativity. But I think it's so much more than that. Like you learn so much by yourself. Do the artist way. Dom and I have both done it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a 12-week workbook, but you read one chapter a week, and then every single morning you do morning pages. So you write for 3 pages straight. I feel like I talk about this in like every single podcast episode, but that book, and you take yourself on one solo like artist date a week. That book is so life-changing, especially if you are a creative. Like you have to do that.
Yeah. I was also gonna say, like, I feel like living in LA, like everyone has like a million different side hustles. And what you can start doing is just like microdosing side hustles. Like, for example, if you like being creative, so maybe your creativity spans in like you said you like doing acting, like thespian, you're a theater girl. Like maybe you could, create videos for companies, like do like UGC work, or you could maybe like find a friend who does like a creative line of work. Like I have friends all the time who's like, hey, can I help you like edit a video? Or just like reach out to other people who are like doing something you're interested in doing, and also just like reach out to them and like have a date with them. um 2 weeks ago, this girl who I met at a party, she like just moved to LA, and she like reached out to me via DM and was like, hey, like I'm honestly new into town and like I'm super interested in social media. Like, can I just like hang out with you and like talk? And we like talked so much, and she got like so much insight. And I feel like there's other creatives, especially like around your area probably, who are like in the line of work you're interested in doing, and you could just like ask on like the way to get there. But even when I was in college, like I worked at Nordstrom full time, but I would also do a lot of graphic design like on the side, and that was also part of my internship, and where I learned a lot. But when I wasn't doing like my day job, I was always creating graphics like all the time just for fun. And I think another thing is too, when it comes to creativity, is just not always thinking of like how can I monetize my creativity. Like when I was just talking about like, oh, okay, I'm learning how to play guitar, or like playing guitar again. I'm not necessarily trying to monetize a music career. I'm just doing that for fun. And sometimes I think to break free of that corporate shell and do something creative, you kind of have to like get those creative bones moving again.
Yeah. And also, I don't know like your life story, like what you're doing or what your responsibilities are, but more than likely, you right now have the least amount of responsibilities you'll ever have. So, like taking the chance now
Yeah.
and also working the extra time and the extra hours. Like, if you want to do this, it's going to take a lot of work. So, like the side hustle, like you've got to be willing to do your 9 to 5 and then also work like the 5 to 9 or whatever. And like that might be like a toxic hustle culture thing, but that's also like the reality. Like, if you
Yeah.
want to do something, so I think just like giving yourself even like parameters outside
Yeah.
of like, I'm gonna be working on this at this time. Because if not, like a lot of the time we'll be like, oh, I had these dreams, and it's 6 months later and you haven't made any sort of effort
Yeah.
towards it because you're not like structured. in that.
Yeah, which is why I'm like, just microdose it. Like, okay, just one day this week, I'm gonna like create something and show it to someone, or I'm gonna like reach out to that person who I've been like interested in learning from, whatever the case is. But yeah, just like take your time with it. Like obviously you still have your like stable, secure job, and I know it like feels kind of like uneasy and like shaky just with the way like everything is in the world right now. So like take your time. You're not in a rush, but just microdose it and like see what you even like and what is kind of calling to you.
And we have more access right now than we ever have had to people who are in career paths that you're probably like more interested in. So like podcasts, listening to the podcast, reading the book, stuff like that. But best of luck. So exciting.
Slay.
Hello, you guys. I love you both so much. I wanted to leave this voicemail because I recently got out of a 5.5-year relationship. I'm 25, so never really had a single adult life. And I want to know if you have any advice for dating outside of dating apps. I really don't want to get on a dating app because all my friends say it's awful. And any advice? I mean, I'm willing to just go walk through a Whole Foods and just look confused because I've seen people suggest that. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts.
My honest advice would be to like ask literally anyone who's not me. You know, like actually, in all seriousness, and this is a crazy monumental moment in my life. Listen to the episode with Serena that I did with Serena Kerrigan, and she had just like deleted a bunch of dating apps, but also like all you do is smile. Like the one time like if you smile, like when we go out places, you look so unapproachable. Like you have to like smile. And I know it sounds stupid, but like any night that we do that, guys are flocking to us, but it's because we're smiling. But that's literally my advice is just smile. That's literally all I have for you. And it sounds horrible.
Yeah.
And it is kind of bad advice, but it's also good.
I think also like couple things. I recently have been putting myself out there in all contexts. I mean, like I'm on the apps, but then I'm also like in person. Like I think I really enjoy just like meeting guys like in person and stuff. And I always like get in my head, and the first thought I always have is like, oh my gosh, like they're not interested. And I'm like, bitch, how do you know that? Like you literally don't know. And to give you some courage, well, I don't know if this would encourage you, but I met this guy at my friend's like birthday dinner, and I literally asked him out. Like I literally asked him to hang out, and he kind of friend zoned me, and I was like, but then I was like, wow, that was so easy to ask that guy out, like to ask him to hang out. And I just think like there's power in just doing it. Like if you just do it and then you get used to doing it, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's so easy. Like I can talk to guys like all the time. But more than likely, I'm like, girl, you were in a 5-year relationship. Like you were locked down for 5 years. I'm like, someone finna wanna take you. So just put yourself out there and literally talk to people and just be like, oh my gosh, hey, like blah, blah, blah. And more than likely, you could just hit them with a DM or a text message just being like, let's hang out this week.
And also, I mean, like, this is hypocritical because, like, I mean, it's not hypocritical because I'm not actively dating, but, like, there's nothing wrong with the apps. Like, get on the apps. Like,
nothing wrong with that.
People, you're going to have bad experiences in dating, period.
Yeah.
With or without an app. And I think if you've been in a relationship for that long and you're kind of, like, more timid or a little bit more nervous or scared, or, like, you just need, like, something that's going to, like, ease you into it, I think dating apps are actually the perfect thing.
I think it's, like, the best thing. Because, and also, you're able to just, like, sort through people quicker.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. It's
transactional. If you think they're ugly, you're done.
Yeah, like
kidding. I was joking.
No, yeah, exactly. Like if they're literally never mind.
No, continue your thought.
No. Well, I just think, when it comes to like if you meet someone in person and you're like, wait, you're slayed, like let's hang out. Just don't be afraid to be forward, because I feel like guys are kind of into that.
And I think guys are like afraid to do anything these days.
No, guys are exactly. So I feel like if you're like down to clown, like make it known. But also like the apps are what you make them. You know what I mean? Like just be mindful. Mindful swiping on the apps.
Hi, we need to hear Dom's latest dating stories.
And here y'all go.
And if there aren't any, then please tell old ones because they're so funny. Okay, that's all.
And I'm happy y'all are happy. Like, I don't know.
I'm trying to think of like my favorite recent.
I mean, I don't have anything cool, guys.
Have we told the story of when that guy made you like hike up Sunset?
Oh, we have told that
Oh.
story because yeah. Here's the thing. I've been on 2 dates this year. And the first guy was boring. He hated reality television. I couldn't even take him seriously. Like he was actually so sweet, and he's Dutch. So,
That's
it's just
cool.
like a little difference in culture. But we were like on the date, and he was talking about how he's like, yeah, like girls don't really have tattoos where I'm from, and I'm not interested in getting tattoos, and like we would never get piercings.
I was just
And
gonna
we
say that's the next one.
brother bear. When I tell you, he like lifted up my sleeve and was like, "Oh my gosh, wow, you have a lot of tattoos." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah." And he was like, "Oh,
And a piercing literally on
and
your
literally a
face.
piercing on my nose." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And when I rip off my lashes and you find out they're fake and you pass out, like I don't know what we're gonna do. Like he's literally gonna faint. And he was just like like so wholesome in the sense that I don't think he's ever had like a mental health problem. Like he
Mhm.
was like, he was just like explaining his roommate, and he's like, yeah, he just spends a lot of time in his room, and he doesn't like to go out, and like he needs to
He's
get
depressed.
no, literally, and he was just like, I know we all go through hard times sometimes, but you really have to push through. And I was like, oh man, this is really not gonna work. And then he was talking shit about reality TV, and he was like, it's just so sad that they would spend their lives like
This is a really good example of what I mean about like when you tell stories originally, it's a totally different story than the next time you tell it. Because earlier in the car, you told me about this guy and you said he was actually such an amazing, great guy.
He is.
But then, like, what?
He is. I'm sorry. He doesn't like reality television, and I'm not going to hate him for that. And
Okay.
but I hate him for hating reality television.
No, you hate him because he doesn't like reality television, so then you're not going to date him.
Yeah, exactly. But he's a great guy for someone. There's a girl
Yeah.
who likes to do like those things. I'm definitely not that girl. Like it's
Yeah,
actually
you're not
my
that
dream
girl.
to be on reality television. So I was just like, quickly, this is not going to work out. He walked me to my car and he gave me a kiss on the cheek, and I was like, oh, baby girl, like this is really not going to work out. Because I don't roll like that. And see, like, I like was kind of talking about this on TikTok because I was like telling people about my date. And people were like, why is it such a bad thing that he didn't kiss? And I'm like, that's stupid. Like, why even touch me at all? Like, you're just going to kiss me on the cheek? Like, get out of here.
Okay. I think things are just preference.
Things are just preference. Things really are just preference. And that's what I mean. And
at the end of the day, things are really, really just preference.
The date that I just recently went on, though, was very nice, and he's very fun, and he's actually going to teach me how to DJ.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
So, hi guys. I recently got out of a 3-year relationship in December. I was dumped. It was very heartbreaking, and I'm just now starting to get into dating. So I've been on Hinge, and I've been on a few Hinge dates, and they've been going good. But yeah, I'm just kind of getting started, and I know you guys have maybe some more experience with dating apps, and
You guys is bold.
and maybe you can give some advice on dating apps and also dating after being in a long-term relationship.
I'm gonna hand this one over to Dom.
Yeah. Here's the thing with dating apps, right? Like, obviously they can get pretty discouraging like super quick, especially if I think like with dating apps it's all about a mindset. Like you can't expect it to fix or fill any voids that you're feeling. And I think if you're expecting to go on a dating app and you're hoping to like meet someone, they're gonna like change your life and like fill that void that you're feeling. Cause I think sometimes after like a relationship leaves us, we kind of feel that like weird empty feeling, and like there's space that seems to be like it needs to be filled, but that's like not always the case. And I feel like with dating apps and dating in general, it's actually like such a cool opportunity to learn about yourself and like your needs and what you want, rather than like feeling this like awkward weird like tension and space that you may be feeling. So my advice when it comes to dating apps is just be like super mindful about it. Like don't let it become all consuming. Don't be spending hours and hours on Hinge. Like really limit your time on there. Really only put your time and energy into connections that you're actually interested in, not people that you're like, oh, they're okay. And really just I feel like with the approach, it's quality over quantity. And I think since you're out of a 3-year relationship, it seems like you probably know what qualities you're looking for in a person to like make a relationship work. And so like seek those qualities out. And I think that Hinge has, and other dating apps, you know, Bumble, Tinder, even one of my best friends got married from Tinder. Like you could really find quality people. Just know what you're looking for.
Love that.
Yeah.
I have literally nothing to give.
Not a thing.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? There was a world in which like I was the dater and you weren't.
Exactly. You were.
I know.
Big dater.
I mean, I wasn't really a dater. I was like a relationship person.
You were a relationship.
Like it just like happened naturally. So I'm just like waiting for that to happen again. Kenzie
is secretly the Rizzler. Like she never means for it to happen, but it just like.
That's true. I never ever mean for it to happen, but like it's not happening anymore.
But I just know, and I know exactly when it happens.
Yeah, I do too, but I won't admit it for a while.
She won't. And I'm literally next to Kenzie, and then we're talking to someone. And then she's talking to them, and I'm like, oh.
It's like within like 5 seconds, I can tell.
5
seconds.
As soon as they sat down and I was talking to them, and then they switched their efforts to Kenzie, and I was like, and it's a wrap. Like, I don't know. I've
gotta will that back into my life. Like I was doing so well. I mean, yeah, I was doing great for years, and now it's all gone downhill. And not that they were all great. They weren't.
No.
But some of them were. It was just like there was always something happening. And now like there's just literally nothing happening.
Doesn't help that we're like approaching retirement.
I know, and that's what I'm worried about. But you know what? Maybe I'll find my person as I'm approaching retirement in my, mid-20s years, because hopefully they are also approaching retirement in their 20s.
Yeah, that's true.
Or 30s.
I
want like 28, 29.
I've been dating a lot of 30-year-olds.
How's that been going for you?
It's been fantastic.
Should we manifest love right now?
I have been manifesting love. Recently, that was like what was in my tarot card reading. Is like you have to create that energy for love to come into your life. And so that's the other thing when I was talking about accepting quality. It's like if you're manifesting like love to come into your life and you're saying like, I want love and I want a person, but you're like accepting all these people that you aren't even interested in, accepting all these interests that are like silly, you're essentially telling the universe, you're saying, okay, I'm okay with Joe Schmo over there who doesn't even have a job. It's like, no. Be clear, be present, and have patience, and put that energy into the universe.
Is that not what I've been doing?
Well, and I don't know. Because this is like, I love you so much. And I'm like, Kenzie, and I love you so much.
No, because I don't want to date random like Joe Schmoes. And I'm like, I don't like you.
It's hard with you. It's hard. It is hard with you because it's hard. Because for me, I see someone and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think they'd be so great. And you're like, no. So I don't know. That's my problem.
Let's let everyone know what I'm looking for, so then maybe they can set me up, because you're not doing very good. And no offense.
Well, it's not my fault. I could say,
I think you could be like doing some things.
Thousands, millions, honestly, of guys who would want to talk to you.
That's like a little extreme.
No,
and they're not talking to me. By the way, they're literally not talking to me. So
because you're like, I don't know.
Okay, so I would like someone who, preferably from Texas. I would like a Texan so they can like understand what I mean. It's like a very vital part of me.
Southern gent for sure.
Yeah, and I need someone who's like still like into sports and is like more like
a guys.
No, but I don't really want. I don't really actually want a guy's guy, but I want a guy who can get along with guys and like can like watch sport, like sports and like whatever, but also is like creative and cool and like has emotional intelligence. So basically a unicorn. Like, I don't know.
We can find someone though.
Loves country music, also creative, very supportive, not threatened by a girl's success or financial status or anything else. So
Well,
yeah.
and we were scrolling on Raya yesterday, and I sent Kenzie some prospects.
Yeah, her Raya was it's way better for me than,
Yeah.
it's not even your type of people.
Hell no, they're not.
But why are they not on my Raya?
Well, and ask God, because I've paid for the subscription and I don't even use that app.
Yeah.
Sorry, Raya. Just
I know, are we
kidding.
getting kicked off now?
I know, and they're gonna delete our profile. I'm like,
Yeah,
I was just
it
kidding.
was
I
just
don't
a
know.
joke. Just a joke.
We're JK.
But we're both ready for love. And in my retirement era, I'm ready for love.
Well, and I'm going to speak this into the podcast. I'll have you guys know that on my tarot card reading, she said I was going to be in a happy, healthy relationship very soon, which is why I have to let go of old energy.
But Laura told me that I would be in a happy relationship.
I think so.
What does that mean?
I think so.
This isn't even, that you didn't even,
No, and I think so.
that literally means nothing.
Don't worry, you guys. I think so.
When?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. Like Dom is like the ultimate gaslighter these days. Like, I can't even talk about it.
I think so.
This is what I mean. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Can you just can you elaborate?
And don't worry about it because I think so for you, Kenzie.
Okay, so Dom's over me, so we need like a 30-minute break from each other. So
Have you on the 30 minutes because we have to watch the Duggar
yeah.
documentary tonight.
That's big.
So quick 30 minutes. And
We've
then
like really been going through the documentaries.
we have been going through them. They're so good right now.
Yeah, it's been good. Anyways, Dominique, thanks for coming on for probably the 17th time on this podcast. We always love having you.
Thank you guys. I had so much fun and I love you guys and I missed you.
Oh, good. That's so nice.
I was so worried. I was worried she was not going to have me on anymore.
Are you-
Now that she's, she's really developed and like found herself here in Texas, and I just feel like, is she gonna have time for little me in Los Angeles with city folk? Like, does she even care about me anymore? I don't know.
I think it's the city folk that I don't care about.
Oh, that's obvious. that's definite.
It's not my people. They
At
really
all.
aren't.
No.
Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Love you guys so much. As always, you guys can subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, the whole thing. Gonna be doing a podcast rebrand soon. So new name, new cover,
New cover.
new things happening. Love you guys so much. New. Talk to you next Thursday.
Love you so much.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know by giving it a nice thumbs up and subscribe for more.